All right, for the next one, we have a problem right here. We've got 8 to the second power minus 6 plus square root of 25 times 2 to the second power. So let's start at the top here. Division bar. We don't have one. We don't need to worry about it. Number 2, simplify any powers or roots if you can. We've got tons of powers and roots to simplify. Simplify just means turn to a regular number. Okay? So we'll start with 8 to the second power. 8 to the second power is not 8 times 2, it's 8 times itself. 8 times 8. So I'm going to change that to 64 minus 6 plus whatever the square root of 25 is. So we're basically saying what times itself equals 25. 5 times 5 is 25, so the square root of 25 is 5. Now multiply that by 2 to the second power. What is 2 to the second power? 2 to the second power is 2 times itself, which would be 2 times 2, and that would be 4. Okay. Now we've got all the simplifications worked out. Now we just have regular old numbers and we can move on. Parentheses. We don't have any. Skip it. Multiply and divide from left to right. Okay. We need to get rid of all the multiplies and all the divides right away. So there's a subtraction, there's an addition, multiply. Okay. 5 times 4 is 20. I'm going to cross those numbers off. Get rid of them. We already used it. This is the same thing as this. We don't want to keep those numbers in there twice. Bring everything else straight down. Plus, there's a 6, there's a subtract, there's a 64. Okay. Now we don't have any multiply or divide left, so we can go down to the next part. Plus and minus from left to right. Okay. If all we have left is pluses and minuses, we're just going left to right, like you'd read a book. 64 minus 6. 64 minus 6 is going to be 58. Okay. I use the 64 minus 6. I'll get rid of it. Bring down the plus. Bring down the 20. Now we just have one thing left to do. 58 plus 20. That's going to be 78. So you're going to have an answer of 78. All right, I think we'll do a couple more and then I'll just have you move on and start to work on your own here. We have a couple of things here. Our number one, or first of all, let me read the problem. 4 to the second power divided by the square root of 16 times, then we've got our division bars, negative 2 plus 6, division bar, square root of 16. Okay, so we definitely have a division bar. So we're not going to worry about that until that gets figured out and that gets figured out. But we want to do that fairly soon. We want to get those things simplified here, and that's what we're going to worry about real soon here. But the first thing I want to do is simplify everything. Simplify any powers or roots. Okay, so let's do that. 4 to the second power is 4 times 4, which is going to be 16. Divided by 16, or square root of 16 would be 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Times, here's our division bar. Let's see here. Square root of 16 is also 4, just like it was here. And then we'll put that at the top. Okay. Now, treat these division bars kind of like parentheses. Okay. We want to take care of this. Okay. So forget about this at the moment. We want to get this guy right here simplified. I want to know what this whole part equals so we can just get a regular number. Okay. So like parentheses, we don't usually do add first, but if it's in the division bar, let's get it taken care of. Okay, so I'm just going to bring down my 16 divided by 4 over here times. We'll worry about that later. Okay, negative 2 plus 6. I know it's going to be a positive number, and it's going to be positive 4. Division bar 4. Okay, just did that. Okay, now let's simplify that division bar. Let's get that division bar taken care of. Okay, 4 over 4, or 4 divided by 4 is 1 whole. So now let's bring it down. We got 16, divide 4, times, and we did 4 over 4 is 1. Or 4 divided by 4 is 1. Now we've got only divide and times. That's it. So we're going to end up going straight across. Because on number 4, it's times and divide from left to right. Okay, we don't have any additions, so we won't worry about that. Times and divide from left to right. So we got to start with 16 divided by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. I use that. Let's bring everything else down. We got times 1. 4 times 1 is just 4. That would be your answer to that problem. All right, last one I think we'll take a look at here, and then I'll just let you get to work. We have 14 minus a negative 8 plus 6 divided by negative 3. Okay, no division bar. Simplify any powers or square roots. Okay, we don't have any powers or square roots, but I do see something on here that we can make a lot more simple. Okay, this right here. We never want to have these two negatives. We want to turn it into what we've talked about in class, what we want to do with it. That's going to be plus 8. So I'm just going to change this right away up front so I don't get confused. Plus 8. Okay, now I've got my problem. I do not have any parentheses, so I'm not worried about that. Number 4, times and divide from left to right. Okay, I got a plus, I got a plus, I got a divide, so that's got to come first. 6 divided by 3, not 6 divided by 3, 6 divided by negative 3, so we know it's going to be negative. 6 divided by 3 would be 2, so it's negative 2. Get rid of that. Bring everything else straight down. Okay. Now we just need to go, because we're on step 5, times and divide, not times and divide, add, subtract. We just need to go from left to right. Okay, 14 plus 8 would be 22. I use that. Bring everything down. Plus negative 2. And then 20 plus negative 2, of course, would be positive 20. Positive 20 would be your answer for that one. Always keep these order of operations in mind. Go very slow with this and bring things straight down. Write the problem out. Work it all the way through. When you do your work today in the future here, this is what I want to see right here. This is what I'm interested in.